All right, so now you probably have like a really crazy nav, right? It's probably got a lot of buttons, all those kinds of things, and they all look like this over here. But what I want to show you is how to create larger button looking things that are only applying over here, because right now both your link over in your article and your links over in your nav are doing the same thing. Okay, so we're going to go to our CSS and we're going to talk about how to create these 4 states within our navigation. How do we create these 4 states within our navigation so that they are only applying to that navigation? Okay, so you can have link states for different areas. You can actually have link states for being able to have it in your article, across your entire website, or in different boxes. And so we can get really, really inside of all of these pieces. So I'm going to go down, and what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and create what's called a parent selector. Okay, so what is the parent tag of the home, CodePen, and W3 schools? What tag are they sitting inside of right now? These 3 links are sitting inside your nav. So this is kind of cool because you can call upon your nav, hit the space bar, and then call upon a tag inside your nav. So we can call upon the A tag inside of our navigation and specify what it's going to look like. So for instance here, I could go ahead and make the color be pink. Okay, or I'll choose yellow because yellow is something that I definitely want to show up, right? So I'm going to choose yellow, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click up in my area. Now you may not see this appear here, so I'm going to go File, Save All. I'm going to go view this in a browser instead, and it should be becoming yellow, which mine is not yet. So let's check out why. So inside my coding, instead of it just being A, let's specify that link part, right? I want to override the A link of red. And so far I've just got A tag, but I want to actually override the actual state of it. So I'm going to override A link and turn that to yellow. And look, now I've overridden the old coding with the new one. Anything that is very specific to a portion of your page is going to override an overarching style. So an overarching style of a link is any link inside your page is going to be red when it has not been accessed before. But because this is a very specific portion of our page being inside the nav and then specifying an A link, I can change the color to yellow, and that's going to override my overarching. I can do the same thing with like the font here. So body font, that means everything on the page is going to have a body font of Roboto. Well, I can go in here and I can say the font family of this is not going to be Roboto, but I'm going to go use my Merriweather font, which is my sans serif font. Or sorry, my serif font, and I'm going to paste that in there, and you're going to see that's going to override my body font. So again, when you have something very specific, it's going to override it in here. Now let's say I don't want an underline, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the underline there, and that's going to be a text decoration, I do believe is what that code is, and I'm going to put none, and you're going to see it's going to take that underline away. Okay, then I can go ahead and give it like padding. So I'm going to go ahead and give it padding of, let's say, 1%. And you're going to see a little bit of padding appear there. I'm going to give it larger than that, though. Let's go like 5% here. And you should be seeing some spacing occurring inside there. I'm not seeing any occur inside of each, but I am seeing it occur on the left and the right. So that's not exactly what I'm looking for, but I'm going to go ahead and keep making changes here. Maybe I go ahead and give it a background color of white, right? So now I've got this background color, and you can see actually now my padding is occurring, but I'm not seeing it space them out horizontally, or I mean vertically. So I'm going to add some space vertically between them, and we'll talk about how to do that in a minute. But what I wanted to show here was how I can actually override the look of something, right? So I can make this be black instead of white now, and you can, or yellow, and you can see that occur. Let's say I want everything to occur here, but when you hover over it, it turns bold, right? So I can go nav, because I'm calling upon the navs, a hovers. So I need to put the nav first before a hover, and I'm going to go font weight of bold. Okay, so now when I hover over it, it bolds the text. So see how it's bolding and the padding and background color are changing. This is pretty cool. I mean, look at it. And yours probably looks way different over here because you were challenged to change it. But this looks totally different than these ones over here. But what's cool is it's cascading. Now here's the coolest part. Okay, you ready for this? Okay, this is really important. I think this is really cool. So if I go to my website online, like in a web browser, and I refresh it, it's not online, it's in a web browser. And I go and I hover over CodePen, which I know these are sitting on top of each other, so just roll with it. If I go and I hover over CodePen, here's the coolest part. You ready? Okay, because we just created something that we didn't even realize we created. If I go to CodePen, I don't have to restyle the links. I'm on the CodePen page. They look exactly the same. Why is that? Because we are linking both the index.html to Note Style Sheet and the CodePen to Note Style Sheet. So when a change is made, it cascades to the index and the CodePen HTML at the same time because they're both linked to the same file because it's a cascading style sheet. Oh, the beauty of an external style sheet is so amazing. Okay, so you've got some really great coding happening here, and you're saving yourself tons of time and energy because you've created an external style sheet that's affecting both pages at the same time. So for instance, if I go to my nav and I change the background color to, let's say, black, and I spell black correctly, you're going to see that it appears here on my CodePen, not hashtag black, just black. You're going to see it appears here on my CodePen page, and now it's changed on my index page because it's a cascading style sheet. So when I make one change on it, it cascades across both pages. It's crazy. Okay, I don't want it to be black, so I'm going to go back and hit Control-Z to go back to my beautiful pink. But I wanted to show how cool that is. So save it, and in the next video, we'll go ahead and adjust the spacing of these to make them look better.